third voice, which is Guardian. Now, Guardian is the voice you will hear. Creatives and nurturers, you may not for different reasons, as I hope I've shown, but in any team or organizational meeting, you will hear Guardian voice. Guardians have an incredible, relentless capacity to ask difficult questions. Because for a Guardian, getting to what is true is absolutely core to their very being. Is it true? Is it safe? Has it been thought through? Have we truly done our due diligence before we commit to doing anything? And the forensic capacity to ask the questions that many of the charismatic leaders never want to answer, it's always the Guardian who's able to bring that incredible clarity to bear inside the team. So I often think being a Guardian is one of the hardest roles to play in a team, because often everyone's like, oh, it's almost like you're pouring cold water on the great ideas, or you're putting a pin in this brilliant kind of vision of how we're going to change the future. But if you don't have Guardian voice in the team, you would be amazed how much money, time, resources are squandered going after something because you weren't prepared to let the Guardians do their work. They'll always seek to honor the past as we look towards the future. There's a clue in the term Guardian. Guardians guard what we already have. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. The organization has moved forward incredibly well over the last 50 years. We're here, we're experts in this field. How do we build safely on the foundations that we already know work? Why would we go and acquire that company when it's nothing to do with our core business? So you'll always find the Guardians honor the past and connect the past to the future. And they'll also know who are the people who sat in your seat before you had a chance to represent that position of leadership. Who are the people in the past that have been sacrificial and diligent in their stewardship of the resources so that we're now in a position to be able to do the things that are available to it. So how do we honor the past? They're the ones that go, hang on, so-and-so gave that painting. That particular building or that particular chair or that particular whatever it may be. Let's not lose the connection with our past. Let's make sure we honor the heritage of the past. They accept personal commitment to deliver projects on time and on budget. I love Guardians. Guardians are some of my favorite people in the whole world because I'm not really one of them. And the thing with a Guardian is this, I'll often say to them, do you know what I'm asking you to do? Do you have enough details yet to be able to accept the challenge? And always they'll say to me again and again, no, Stephen, I don't yet have enough details. I'm like, oh, okay, keep asking your questions. But eventually you get to that magical moment, which is way further on than personally I would wish it to be, when they go, stop, Stephen, I have everything I need. I know exactly what you want, and I will deliver it. And at that point, I can literally lie back and trust that whatever it is they've committed to deliver inside whatever budget, inside whatever time frame, will actually happen. Because when a Guardian takes on a responsibility, it's always on behalf of the team. And to let the team down is actually a violation of their absolute core values of who they are. So what you'll find is, as the deadline looms, as it does for any project, you'll find that Guardian, the fear of not delivering on the project and the commitment they've made, the violation of the very core of who they are, all of a sudden the kind of blinkers come on. You know, they put them on horses to keep them focused. Anything which is going to distract Guardian from delivering what they promised literally goes out the window. So being nice to people, sleep, food, anything that's going to deny them achieving their objective. And I love them because they always treat money as if it was their own. They may not own the company, but once a Guardian has taken responsibility for a budget, it will be stewarded well, it will be cared for, and it will not be squandered. They have the ability to detach decision-making from personal sentiment. So Guardians' desire for truth will override the fear that it may harm a particular relationship, or that somebody may give them a frosty reception in the team the next morning because they didn't necessarily automatically say, what an amazing idea you've got. Guardian's desire for truth, due diligence, making sure it's safe, will always be more important to them than whether you like them or not. So you imagine some of the voices that have a people-pleasing tendency struggle to bring challenge. That's never the issue with Guardian. Guardian will bring challenge, particularly when they fear there is some charismatic entrepreneur who's about to squander resources and opportunity because they're not prepared to do their due diligence. Naturally risk averse. It's not that Guardians don't like vision, and it's not that Guardians aren't actually capacity to shape the future, but they're always going to ask this question: is it worth the risk and investment? These are your projections. This is what you say it's going to do. What if we only did 50% of those revenue projections? What if this happened? Have we explored all the contingencies? Do we have points on the process where we actually can withdraw and not do it? And this is the one that annoys some of the other voices. Why don't we do a pilot project? Guardians love pilot projects because it allows us to analyze in micro forensic detail how does it work, what went wrong, and before we bet the whole farm on a strategic directional change of the organization, why don't we work out what works and what doesn't in the micro first? So you're always hearing them asking that question, and it's incredibly helpful. They value and respect logic, order, systems, and repeatable processes. So the Guardian very rarely creates out of nothing, but when something is there, the Guardian is the most adept at all of the voices at taking and building systems, processes that allow things to run smoothly, safely, and steward both people and resources. So you'll find they're always improving incrementally. They're much more like, I'd say, Six Sigma. They take a process that works and incrementally, percentage by percentage, year by year, they make it better. It's an incredible gift and it's an incredible skill set that they bring, but it takes time. And some people and some voices get very impatient with why are we only changing 0.05% every week through a process. Respect, logic, I've done that one. The desire for truth and right decisions can sometimes override the feelings of others. So sometimes Guardian, in their desire to get to truth, forget that there is actually a human being on the other side of the idea. Logical, rational, forensic analysis might actually feel quite harsh at times when there's someone on the other side who feels particularly passionate and personally connected to the idea and the opportunity that's there. So Guardians can often get frustrated because they can be right and wrong all at the same time. The reason being is the challenge they're bringing is right, but the way that they're bringing it is wrong. So tone and tact are often a big challenge for Guardian because people sometimes receive it as harshly critical rather than them trying to bring their skills to help the team deliver the best possible outcome.